What's up, my fellow demigods? I hope you are having a wonderful Wednesday evening and or Thursday morning, depending on when this video gets uploaded. But it is that time of the week once again, so you know why we're here. We are here to talk Percy Jackson and the Olympians, Season 2, Episode 7, the penultimate episode, I Go Down with the Ship. And I am really excited to talk about this episode. It's a really good one, especially for Luke, which I would not have seen coming. But definitely adds a lot more to Luke's character. And I think does a better job of setting up Luke's conflicted nature earlier on. Because we don't really get to see that side of Luke until a little later into the original Percy Jackson book series. Like, more closer to the Battle of Manhattan than, like, this Sea of Monsters timeline. But we'll talk about that more in depth as we get into, like, discussing and recapping the episode and talking about, you know, the stuff we liked about it. As per usual, thank you all for your support. These videos have been doing consistently well for the channel, especially, you know, with our channel being so small. I really do appreciate all the support. Be sure to hit that like button. As always, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well if you are not subscribed to the channel already. And hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new uploads, including podcast episodes for our main show, the Channel Touchers Podcast, where we discuss in kind of long form reviews various TV shows and movies, including Percy Jackson and the Olympians Season 2. Myself and my two co-hosts will be doing a full season review in about 2 weeks, so look forward to that. So definitely subscribe if you want to hear a full-on, like, long form discussion on the season overall. But yeah, so let's talk about it. As per usual, this review will contain spoilers, so if you have not seen the episode, do yourself a favor, boot up your Disney Plus, watch the episode, and then come back. So, what did I think about this episode? I thought this episode was awesome. Like I said, it gives a lot more characterization towards Luke. You actually kind of see Luke have a moment of, oh shit, did I fuck up? Because we actually have a moment where Annabeth actually confronts Luke and she's like, Luke, you healed me with the golden fleece. I got to feel what that thing's magic can do. I have a feeling that with that fleece we could bring Thalia back. We could get Thalia brought back to us. And, you know, of course, Luke, Annabeth, and Thalia were their own little family, you know, during their time on the run before they got to Camp Half-Blood. And, you know, Luke, of course, poisoned Thalia's tree because, in his mind, you know, that's not Thalia, that's just Thalia's curse. You know, it's not, poisoning the tree isn't going to do anything to her. But then, when he finds out that that could actually work, and it could bring Thalia back, he is genuinely hurt and just stricken with guilt and being like, oh my god, I almost killed someone that I loved, someone that I considered family. What the fuck, Kronos? And of course, Kronos, being the asshole that he is, you know, just gaslighting Luke and manipulating him with pain and, you know, telling him, oh, you need to prove your loyalty, things like that. It's really interesting. And, you know, they're still kind of playing into Kronos' hands, if you think about it, even if they do bring Thalia back. You know, because remember, it's a child of the big three that makes that big decision on their 16th birthday, which we actually do get a good majority of the great prophecy actually spoken in this episode, which is really cool. I thought that was dope. So, you know, Thalia is a contender for the great prophecy because she is a child of Zeus. Remember that. I won't spoil who ultimately makes the big decision in the series for show only people, but book readers, you already know where this goes. Also, a nice little setup that I really enjoyed that I doubt anyone is really going to talk about too much, but as a nerd, I loved seeing this. I loved in the little break room scene where Clarice is just kind of spying on Luke and Kronos' forces. When they're just on a break chilling, they're actually at a table playing Mythomagic, which is the in-universe mythology-based Magic the Gathering, which a certain character that we all know and love is obsessed with, especially during their introduction period to the series. So I love that they're introducing that as an Easter egg here to set up for season 3, because we will get those characters showing up in season 3, because book 3 is where they first show up. So that's a really dope setup. Nice little Easter egg there. We got to see the boy Blackjack, who is the GOAT. If you read the books, you know how awesome Blackjack is. And I'm glad they didn't actually give Blackjack a voice. They didn't have Percy talk to him and then we hear what Percy hears. Percy just auto translates. It's okay, your name's not Buddy, it's Blackjack. I got it. Well, good luck, man. Hope you can save your friends. I think that's really cool, because I think it would have been too silly if we had given Blackjack a voice and we got to hear what Percy hears. I still think it was really silly when we got to hear what the snake said in Harry Potter when he spoke Parseltongue for the first time. So I'm glad they didn't do that kind of thing here. It's a cool nod showing Percy's abilities, and of course that he can talk to horses, but we don't need Blackjack having a silly voice. Although I will admit, I listened to the audiobook for The Sea of Monsters, I think last year, or I guess technically 2 years ago now, and it is really funny hearing the narrator do the Blackjack voice, because he gives obviously the Mr. Ed type cadence. It's really fun. But yeah, what else is there to talk about? Luke actually addresses the fact that Annabeth's knife used to be his, and all I'm gonna say for show only people, remember this fact. It is super important later. It may or may not connect directly with a line of the Great Prophecy. Which line? You may not know until it actually plays out. But man, the other thing that I will say that I really enjoyed of this, first off, we got to see the GOAT, Sally Jackson, in this episode, giving her kids a ride. And also, I saw that bumper sticker on this car. Does this car belong to my man Paul Blowfist? We didn't see Paul. Paul wasn't mentioned, but there was a teaching bumper sticker on that Toyota. So, does that belong to our guy Paul? Paul is dope. Nothing like Smelly Gabe. We all, hate Smelly Gabe, of course, but Paul is a great guy. We stand Paul in this house. We definitely stand Paul on my ship, for sure. But, I think that it was just cool. It's it's Paul's car. Oh, she's with Paul, and they didn't have to say it, but if you pause it and you look at the car, you can spot it. And I'm just oh, that's cute. Good for Sally. Also, I love the moment where Sally's at the deli or the bodega or whatever, and she's talking to Grover, and she just says, Grover, I have been a mom to a demigod for 12 years and a cyclops for 1. Just tell me what's going on. Sally has no time for Grover's BS. And also, I absolutely love that she just immediately is yeah, Tyson's my son. I love him too. That is so Sally, and it just warms my heart. I love this actress, dude. I'm glad they gave Sally a scene here, because she is one of the best actors on this show. Now, I'm not one of those guys who covers a show and constantly berates the younger actors. I think they're doing fantastic, to be honest. So I'm not in that camp. But man, you want to talk about actors that are killing it? I feel like I've been saying it every episode, but Clarice. If you had told 12-year-old me back in 2006 that 20 years from now I would be rooting for Clarice LaRue, I would have looked at you like you were a crazy person. Because she is probably, especially at the time of when I first read the books, my least favorite character because she was just mean for no reason. But she has such good moments in the show, but she has good moments that don't just make her into, oh, you're nice, my friend type of character. She's very much like Vegeta, right? She's an asshole, but she's willing to work with people. And I respect that. The thing that shocked the hell out of me was when she actually called Percy, Percy. That caught me off guard. I was like, wait a second, did she just say thanks, Percy? What the bro? Are we sure that's Clarice? You sure you want Clarice flying on a Pegasus, man? She might have a fever. Cause like, that's some character freaking development right there. Clarice's journey in just this single season was kind of insane, and I'm here for it. Really enjoyed it. I thought the action sequence was really cool. Percy's fight with Luke and Clarice just 1v5ing some demigod fodder. Absolutely fantastic. I don't really care about this Allison girl. Like, don't get me wrong, I like the Luke, like, new plot that we have for this show. Same with Clarice. I don't care about this Allison girl. We could have made Allison, like, into somebody different. Also, we don't even really get any more hints at the mole that's within Camp Half-Blood that we talked about, like, at the beginning of the season. Or I think it was either the beginning of the season or end of season 1. We don't get any of that. We could have, you know, had like a slow build up to the reveal of the mole as the extra subplot involving Luke. I don't think that this Allison character was necessary. Like, she's in a weird not love triangle with Luke and Annabeth, because like I say not love triangle because in the books Annabeth did have a crush on Luke and she admits that, but in the show I'm definitely getting more of a big brother little sister vibe from Luke and Annabeth. Now I could be reading this all wrong and maybe you guys see it more as a love triangle. Let me know. I would love to hear differing opinions on this, but I definitely get more of a big brother little sister vibe from their dynamic in the show. Also, it still has me shook that Thalia is British, and not in a bad way, but just still, it kind of like, I don't know, I didn't expect it when I first heard it, and it still is taking some time for me to adjust. But does that also mean that a certain character that we might meet later on down the line will also be British, or because he has a slightly different origin story, I guess is what I'll say, while being vague. Will that mean he'll be American while she's British? That would kind of be a fun twist, considering, because, you know, if you know Thalia's family, you'll understand what I'm getting at. You know, Percy Jackson fans, you get it. I can't wink in this model, but I'm winking right now. Just know. But yeah, overall, it was a great episode. Fantastic action, great just Percy action Jackson moments. Fucking Percy talking shit to Kronos. Loved all that, and it's just, man, the cliffhangers of these episodes kill me though, dude. Like, covering this, one of the main reasons I wanted to cover this weekly is just so I could just get all my thoughts off my chest, because these cliffhangers freaking kill me, dude. But again, thank you guys for all your support. As usual, at the end I will leave links to my previous video if you missed it, as well as the review playlist in the end card, in case you missed any of my previous reviews and want to check those out. Like I said, do all the usual YouTube things. Hit that like button, subscribe, notification bell, and if you are watching this within the first week of its release, be sure to hit that hype button because it really does help to push the video in the algorithm and helps get me out there to other fellow demigods, Percy Jackson fans. Think of it as sending one big iris message via YouTube's algorithm. It really helps out. I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. I am done yapping for now, and next week is the big season finale, which is going to be insane. I mean, last season finale was crazy, so I can't imagine how this season's gonna go. But let me know all your thoughts and feels in the comments down below, as always, and yeah, I will catch you guys next week for the finale. Until then, I'll catch you later. Peace, demigods.